Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. In the previous class, we completed Act 2, Scene 1. Okay. Today, I'll take Act 2, Scene 2. Act 2, Scene 2 takes place in a street in Venice. That is before Shylock's house. About this scene, in this scene, Shakespeare introduces a witty and humorous character, that is Launcelot Gobbo. See, usually the Elizabethan audience, they love humorous and witty remarks. So he introduces this Launcelot Gobbo or Gratiano to cater to the taste of the Elizabethan audience. And he amuses the audience when talking about his conscience and the voice of the devil. Here, Launcelot Gobbo is thinking whether he should leave Shylock's service or not. His conscience compels him not to leave the service of Shylock, but the devil urges him to leave. Okay, so that's what the theme. So, Act 2, Scene 2 takes place in a street in Venice before Shylock's house. And here, enter Launcelot scratching his head. So, who is Launcelot Gobbo? Launcelot Gobbo is the servant of Shylock. Okay, so you can see that, this part, that is the speech by Launcelot Gobbo, what Launcelot Gobbo talks, and okay, later his father also comes to the scene, and that is in prose style, okay, not in the verse style, but in the prose style, okay. See this. Certainly, my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. This fiend is at my elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Launcelot Gobbo, good Launcelot, or good Gobbo, or good Launcelot Gobbo, use your legs, take the start, run away. So, Launcelot is in a dilemma what to do, whether he should obey his conscience or obey the advice of the devil. Okay, so certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew. So Launcelot tells that certainly his conscience will not prevent him from running away from this Jew. That is his master, that is Shylock. So he wants to run away from Shylock, and there are some reasons, we'll come to that. And so he says that actually the conscience is asking him to stay, not to run away from his master, but the fiend is at my elbow, that means very near, okay, standing near to him and advising him. What does the devil advise him? Good Launcelot, go, Launcelot, go. Use your legs. That means, yes, start, run away. So this is what the devil advises him. Then again he says, my conscience say, okay, see, don't be confused with conscious and conscience. The word here is conscience. Conscience. That means, see, sometimes when you think of doing something bad or good, okay, the conscience, that means in the heart of hearts, you might hear like a voice telling you, okay, child, don't do that. It's not good. Okay, it's not good. Don't do it. Or if you are going to do a good thing, okay, it's good that you should help others. Like, okay, something in the heart of hearts talking to you. That's what, okay, you might understand. That is what conscience. The other word is conscious. That is CONSCIOUS. Okay, okay. Some, or if some drugs are taken, the people will become unconscious. Like, okay, that's not the word. This is conscience. Okay, that's a state of mind. My conscience says, no, take heed, honest Launcelot. So what does his conscience say? Take heed, be careful, honest Launcelot, take heed, honest Gobbo. As foresaid, honest Launcelot, Gobbo, do not run. So again, the conscience says, do not run. Scorn running, scorn running with my heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me back. Via, says the fiend, away, says he. Okay, so the bold, the devil, the courageous fiend. Okay, that means the bold devil, the courageous devil advises him to pack up and just go. Okay, that's what he says. The devil tells him to run away. And then, for the heavens rose up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. Okay. So again, he says that for heaven's sake, have a brave mind, be courageous and run away. This is what the devil says. Well, my conscience hanging about the neck of my heart. So he says that his conscience is, yes, hanging, or hanging on my heart. That means just pleading to him, and says that, says very wisely, tells him very wisely. What does the conscience tell him? My honest friend Launcelot, being an honest man's son. See, you are an honest man, and you are an honest man's son. Being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, or you are a woman's, or an honest woman's son. For indeed, my father did something smart. So he says that it is told he is he's telling that his father had some unpleasant, or did something unpleasant. Okay, so he tells this is, or he is an honest woman's son. For indeed, my father did something smart. His father had done something unpleasant. Something grow too. He had a kind of taste. Okay, so again, he says that, well, my conscience says, Launcelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. Okay, Launcelot, Okay, the conscience tells, do not go, but the devil says, go. And but not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well, fiend. So he likes the advice of the devil. Okay, so now now you understood that there is no one. He is talking to himself. Lancelot Gobo is talking to himself. There is a word that we use, a one word. Can anyone say that? Hmm? If you're talking to yourself, and in the dramas, usually you come across this type, so that the audience will come to know what is going through this character's mind. Okay, so what is that? Do you remember? That is soliloquy. Okay, soliloquy. The spelling is SOLILOQUY. You have to pronounce it as soliloquy. Okay, that SO, but you don't read it as so. It's soliloquy. So soliloquy means a person talking to himself. See, there is no one else here. Lancelot is talking to himself, but the audience come to know what is going on in his mind. But not, says my conscience. Conscience said, I will counsel well. Say, I counsel well. So conscience, that is, the conscience is advising him not to run away from the Jew. And he says that he should be guided, or he will follow the advice of the devil. Okay, say I, you counsel well to be ruled by my conscience. So I should stay with the Jew, my master. So if he should follow the advice of his conscience, then what should happen? He should stay with the Jew, his master, that is Shiloh. So he says, if you counsel well to be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master. Oh, God bless the mark is a kind of devil. Then he says, oh God. Okay, so he tells, God bless the mark is a kind of devil. So he compares his master Shylock to a devil, and to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend. So he says to be, so somehow he wants to run away from the Jew. And if he if he runs away from the Jew, that means he is guided by the fiend, the devil. Okay, and to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, who, saving your reverence, is the devil himself. So if he is running away, that means he is following the advice of the devil, or he wants to follow the advice of the devil. Certainly the Jew is the very devil. Now he compares his master, or he says that his master, the Jew, that is Shylock, is an incarnation of the devil. Okay, certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnate. Okay, so he is the incarnation of the devil. And in my conscience is but a kind of hard conscience. So he says that, okay, his conscience is certainly a hard conscience, and this advice, he doesn't want to follow that hard advice. Okay, that is given by the conscience. What is the advice given by the conscience? To stay with his masters. He doesn't want to follow that. Okay, and then the fiend gives the more friendly counsel. See, it's always like that. Okay, good, nobody likes the good advice. Okay. Um, Everybody likes the, yes, the opposite. So here also he wants, if someone or the elders or parents tell you, no, don't do that, don't do this, nobody likes that. Nobody wants to pay heed to the good advice. Okay, you may sometimes follow the advice of your friends. Okay, so that's what. So here Lancelot tells that um, the advice given by his conscience is very hard to follow. So he likes the advice of the devil. The fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command. I will run. So he is going to obey the devil. So he says that the devil gives him more friendly advice and he is going to run away. I will run. And thus he runs. Enter old Gobo with a basket. So in the scene comes old Gobo. Who is old Gobo? That is Launcelot's father. This clown's father, old Gobo. Launcelot Gobo's father. So who is old Gobo? Old Gobo is Launcelot Gobo's father, Gobo. Now they both meet and see, you will find that this Launcelot Gobo is playing a practical joke on him or a prank on him. Okay, first, master, young man, you, I pray you, which is the way to master Jews? Okay, so old Gobo finds this Lancelot Gobo, that is his own son, but he couldn't recognize, we'll find that in the next part. So he just asks, Master, young man. He doesn't recognize his own son. So he just calls him, Master, young man. I pray you, which is the way to master's Jews. So he wants to know the way to the master's house. That is Shylock's house. Lancelot aside. Oh heavens, this is my true begotten father. So he said, oh, this man, oh my God, this is my true begotten father. That is the father who had begot him. Okay, the true father who had begotten or begot him. Okay, that's what he tells. And now he we'll see what he does. This is my true begotten father, who being more than sand blind, high gravel blind. So first he says that he is half blind. Okay, sand blind means half blind, and then again he says is more than half blind, knows me not. So old Gobo cannot recognize Lancelot Gobo as he is sand blind, as he is more than half blind. So why doesn't old Gobo recognize his son Lancelot? Old Gobo does not recognize his son Lancelot Gobo because he is sand blind or high gravel blind. That means he is more than half blind. I will try confusions with him. So he says that he is going to play a joke on him. Okay. Next. Go, master, young gentleman, I pray you, which is the way to master Jews? So this man, old man, Gobo, asks his son, or he doesn't know that it is his son, so he just calls him like, Master, young gentleman, I pray you, I request you, which is the way to the master Jews? So again he asks Lancelot Gobo to show him the way to Shylock's house, the Jews' house. His master's house. Launcelot. Turn upon your right. See how Launcelot is directing this old man or his own father. Turn upon your right hand. So turn, that means turn to your right in the next turning. In the next turning, turn to your right. But at the next turning of all, on your left. Then again, but at the next turning, on your left. That means he has to turn to left. Mary, at the very next turning, Mary means, oh God, or Mary, Mother Mary. At the very next turning, turn of no hand. That means turn of no hand means do not turn, but turn down indirectly to the Jew's house. Okay, so the you know that clown is not educated, so he just wants to show that he has got classical learning. So he is going to use big words to show that he is educated. Okay, and so actually he wants to say turn down directly to the Jew's house. Instead of that, he says he thinks that okay, this word is bigger than this. Indirectly, actually it is turn down directly to the Jew's house. That's the way he meant to say. Go. By God's Santis, it will be hard weight to hit. So the old man said, oh my God, by God's saints, Santis means by God's saints, it will be a very hard way to find. Very hard way to hit means, oh, because he tried to confuse the old man. Okay, so after hearing his directions, Bobo feels that it will be very hard to find the way to his master's house. Can you tell me whether one Launcelot that dwells with him dwell with him or no? So finally he asks, okay, can you tell me? So Gobo asked his own son Launcelot to tell him about a Launcelot, about a person Launcelot, the boy Launcelot that dwells with him, that dwells with or that lives with Shylock, dwell with him or no, whether that Launcelot who used to live with Shylock is still with him or no. This is what old Gobo wants to know from Launcelot. He doesn't know that he's talking to his own son. Talk you of young Master Launcelot? Okay, now he wants to play the prank, is it? So he just asks, you're talking about young Master Launcelot? So he's trying to say that he's Master Launcelot. Actually, he is the servant of Shylock. Mark me now. Now will I raise the waters. Talk you of young Master Launcelot? So now he tells that, see, I am going to raise waters. That means I am going to bring tears on this man's eyes. Talk. Oh, you're talking about young Master Launcelot? Go. No master, sir. Hey, he's not a master, sir, but a poor man's son, because Gobo knows that Launcelot is not a master. He is working as a servant to Shylock. So he says, no master, sir, but a poor man's son. He's only a poor man's son. His father, though I say it, is an honest, exceeding poor man, and God be thanked, well to live. Okay, so he says that he is not a master, but he is a poor man's son. And he says that his father, although he is poor, he is an honest man. And see, he is exceedingly poor, very poor. Even though he is exceedingly poor, he's an honest man and he lives a good life. So this is what Gobo tells about himself. Although he is undergoing poverty and he is a very, very poor man, he is leading a good life. That's what he tells. Okay, next part. Lancelot. Well, let us father be what a will. We talk of young Master Lancelot. Okay, so Lancelot is whatever his father is. We are talking about young Master Lancelot, right? Go, your worships, friend and Lancelot, sir. Your worship, friend Lancelot. So Gobo asked in a doubt, your worship, your, is he your friend, young friend Lancelot? Uh, okay, Lancelot. But I pray you, ergo, old man, ergo, I beseech you, talk you of young Master Lancelot. So here, ergo means therefore. Okay, ergo, therefore. So he says, but I pray you, I request you, or I ask you, therefore, old man, therefore, I beseech you. Again, beseech, I pray you, or I beg you, talk you of young Master Lancelot. Okay? Say, you are not talking about young Master Lancelot. So again, Lancelot is asking, you're talking about Master Lancelot? Go of Lancelot, and please your mastership. So he says, um, he tells that yes, he is talking about Lancelot, and if you please, okay, and not a master, but he is talking about Lancelot. That's what he tells. Okay, so Gobo is asking Lancelot. That is, if it pleases, sir, your mastership, Lancelot. Ergo, ergo means therefore, Master Lancelot, talk not of Master Lancelot, father, for the young gentleman, according to fates and destinies, and such old sayings, the sisters three, and such branches of learning, is indeed deceased, or, as you would say, in plain terms, gone to heaven. So he before he said that no, he is going to raise water in his eyes. That means he's going to bring tears in the old man's eyes. So what he tells us that ergo, therefore, Master Lancelot, talk not of Master Lancelot. That is, do not speak about Master Lancelot, old man, father, for the young gentleman, because do not talk about that Master Lancelot, because the young gentleman, according to fates and destinies. See, instead of saying that he died, he says, or he wants to show off that he has the classical learning. Okay, according to fates and destinies. Okay, now there is a mythological reference, according to fates and destinies. Okay, that is, there are three sisters, fates and destinies, and such sayings, the sisters three. There are three sisters according to Greek mythology. They are the daughters of Zeus and Thermus. The first one, that is the youngest daughter, the youngest daughter of the fate, that is Clotho. And this Clotho, she is the spinner of thread of life. She is the one who spins the thread of life. It is believed that according to Greek mythology, after a child is born after 3 nights. 3 nights after the child is born, these three sisters will appear. Okay, and the first one, that is the youngest one, she is the one who spins the thread of life. That means how much this child lives. Okay, thread of life. And then the next sister, that is Lachesis, she is the measurer of the thread of life. She is the one who measures the length of the thread of this particular person's life. And then the last one, the last of the sisters, Atropus. Okay, Atropus, and this sister is the cutter. You know, she is the one who cuts the thread of life. That means once she cuts the thread of life, that means that person is dead. Okay, so this is and why Lancelot tells like this, instead of saying that he died, he wants to show off that he has classical learning. And here Shakespeare satirizes the people who do not use the plain language. They are not content to use plain language, and they wanted to use learned phrases, okay, learned words and phrase. So he is satirizing those people through this character Lancelot. Okay, so he tells that according to fates and destinies and such old sayings, the sisters three and such branches of learning is indeed diseased, indeed died. Or as you would say in plain terms, okay, then he is telling that in plain words, gone to heaven. What do you mean by that? Gone to heaven means he passed away, he died. Mary, God forbid. So this old Gobo was so shocked to hear this. Oh, my Virgin Mary. Okay, he calls like that. Forbid. The boy was the very staff of my age, my very prop. So he says that, oh, this boy was the only one support in my old age. You know that when parents become old, who support them? The children. The children have to support the parents, and they have to look after the aged parents. So he tells that, Gobo tells, oh my God, this boy was the only staff of my age. That means he was the support of my age, my old age, of my age. And then very prop, that means he is the prop. See, actually prop means a staff or a post that support a hovel or a hut. So here he says that this boy is the sole support or the prop of his old age. Okay, children. I hope you understood. Only I think here, if you have any confusion, I'll tell again. So Lancelot tells all this to confuse old Gobo, and then he wants to show that he has classical learning. That's why he tells about the sisters of Fates. That is, three sisters are there, or they are called sisters of Fates or sisters of Destiny. Clotho, um, Lachesis. Clotho is the spinner of the thread of life, and Lachesis is the measurer of the thread of life, and Atropos is the one who cuts the thread of life. Okay, please read thoroughly and then read the workbook also. Or when you read the textbook, read the right side. It's given there in symbol language. You will understand. Okay, children. Okay, we'll see in the next class. Till then, bye.